Okay, so today we are going to very quickly make a little program that takes in some text from the user, like a sentence, and then just turns it into like the same sentence, just alphabetized. So every word is in alphabetical order. So for example, we'll just do a small example. I'm gonna run it. Here, let me bring this up. If I do how are you today? My name is Zebra Todd and I like macaroni cheese slices. That will turn into I and our cheese. How is like macaroni? My name slices today, Todd. You zebra. Um, so yeah, that's how that works. There are some small errors. We can fix this. Just preference. Figure out if you want like lowercase and uppercase to matter or not. I said they do. There's also that beginning gap that I just did not care enough to fix. But here's how we do it. Do it in three parts. First, return all the text that we give into a list. So we got the text using kbreader.nextLine. So we just have a giant string that we're going to turn into words. So we're going to have a begin index, and then we're going to loop through every single character, and every time we see a space, that means that we have been reading through a word and we are now realizing that, oh, we are now at the end of that word. So we are going to take every part of the word that we've read so far, which is going to be from begin to wherever we are now, slice it, and then add that slice to the list. And that just happens to be a word. And then we're going to make our begin index one character, after that, which is going to be like the first letter of the next word. And then we're going to keep looping. And then the next time we see a space, it's going to um, the the word that it's going to slice is going to start from that first letter of the second word to wherever we are, which is going to be at the end of that word. So, this does work if it makes sense if you kind of like think about it. And then for the last word, because the last word doesn't have a space at the end of it, we just kind of add that one manually. The last begin index is going to be the because after we go through this loop, it's going to be at the very beginning of the last word. So we are going to use that as our starting point, and then it just goes on all the way to the end. It's going to have that whole word, and then we're going to sort. So now we have a list of words. Now we have to sort it, and the way we're going to sort is insertion sort. It's not the most efficient or whatever, but it's the sort that makes the most amount of human sense. Anyway, so I have that written right here. Gets a little bit cut off, but this says public static array list here. This says input. So input is the name of the array list that we pass into this insertion sort method, and it's going to pass us an array list back out. So we start off with an answer array list that we're going to return all the way at the end. So basically the way that this loop works is it goes through every element of the list that you're trying to sort, finds the smallest one, and then adds that smallest one to your answer array, and then removes it from the original array. And then it finds the next smallest one, and then one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. And every time it finds them, it adds them. So basically, these things are added to the answer list in the order that they are found. And the order that they are found is that the smallest one is going to be found in the beginning, and the largest one is going to be found all the way at the end. And the way that's going to work is we're going to loop through every element and input. Element and input is just going to be looping through all those, looping through the list full of words. And if the word, when compared to the current smallest that we have, is less than 0, meaning it's alphabetically lower, we are going to make the smallest equal to the element. So now the smallest thing that we have is the element, and then by the time we go through every element, the smallest is going to be the actual smallest that we have in there. We're going to add that, and then we're going to remove it from the original one, and then return answer. So we just used insertion sort, so now everything is nice and beautiful and sorted. And now we are going to now we're going to just turn this list back into a string. So we're going to loop through every element and just add every element in the list. Every element in the list is a word. We're just going to add that to what we have so far with a little space in the middle. That's easy. So again, if we run it and we write computer science is pretty fun, but Aryan is even cooler and more modest. We get and Aryan but computer cooler, even fun is modest, more pretty science, which is incoherent, but that's the correct answer. So good luck with this.